Okay, so have you ever been like standing on the beach, you know,
Yeah.
you're just feeling the ocean breeze and you kind of get that salty air on your tongue?
Mm-hmm.
Ever wonder where all that salt comes from?
Yeah, like, why is the ocean
Why
salty?
is the ocean so salty?
Right.
But
Yeah.
lakes and rivers, they're not salty.
Right.
So today, we're going to deep dive into this. We're going to try to answer this question about why the ocean is salty.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
And we're using this educational video script as our guide.
Cool.
And it's so funny because like on the surface, it's like, oh, why is the ocean salty? Like, duh, it's just salt.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be simple.
But like the more you think about it, the more you're like, wait a minute, how did all that salt get there?
Exactly.
And like, why isn't everything salty if the ocean's so salty?
Right.
So this could be cool. This could be a really fun deep dive.
Yeah, and we're going to learn some stuff about the planet and life on Earth along the way.
All from salt.
All starting with salt. Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. So like, where does this salt even come from?
So actually, it starts on land.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it would be like some magical underwater thing.
Yeah, so think about it like when rain falls.
Okay.
Rainwater, it can be slightly acidic.
Hmm.
And so as that acidic water goes over rocks, it kind of erodes them and breaks them down.
Okay, I could see that.
And over time, the rocks release minerals.
Oh, interesting.
And some of the big ones are sodium and chloride.
Wait, sodium and chloride, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Isn't that?
That's salt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sodium chloride, that's what salt is.
Okay.
So now you have these minerals that are in the water, and then the rivers collect all those minerals.
Oh, from the rocks.
And they carry them downstream. And where do all the rivers end up?
In the ocean.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rivers are carrying the salt to the ocean,
Yeah.
but why aren't rivers salty?
Yeah, that's a good question. Rivers and lakes, they're always flowing, right?
Yeah.
It's like a conveyor belt of fresh water,
Right.
always delivering that mineral cargo to the ocean. And the ocean, it's just this giant basin.
Yeah.
It just sits there and collects the salt.
So it's been collecting it for a very long time.
Millions of years.
Oh my.
So all that salt from the rivers just keeps adding up in the ocean?
The ocean's like a giant piggy bank.
Exactly. A salty piggy bank.
So how much salt are we talking about here?
Well, the ocean on average has a salinity of about 3.5%.
Okay, what does that mean?
So for every 100 grams of seawater, there's 3.5 grams of salt.
Oh, okay.
But it can vary a lot.
Really?
Some places are way saltier. Like, think about the Dead Sea.
Oh yeah, you can float in the Dead Sea.
Right. It's super salty, like 34% salinity.
Whoa, that's way more than 3.5.
Almost 10 times saltier than the ocean.
Whoa, why is that?
Well, it's in a desert, so lots of evaporation.
Oh, right, so the water evaporates,
But the salt stays behind.
and that makes it saltier and saltier.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, this script says that if you took all the salt out of the ocean
Right.
and spread it evenly over the Earth's surface, it would create a layer 500 feet thick.
That's insane.
That is taller than the Statue of Liberty.
That's a lot of salt.
It's crazy how much salt there is.
Yeah, and it's not just there for taste.
What do you mean?
That salt, it plays a really important role.
Okay, how so?
Well, if the ocean wasn't salty, life might not exist as we know it.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah, it affects like everything.
Like what?
Think about ocean currents.
Okay.
They help distribute heat all over the planet.
Keep everything nice and balanced.
Exactly. And that helps regulate our climate.
Wow.
And salt impacts the density of the water, too.
Oh, the density.
Yeah, and that affects how different layers of the ocean mix together.
So the salt is like this key ingredient that makes the whole thing work.
Exactly. It's like a recipe. You need salt to make the planet function the way it does.
It's amazing how it all works together.
And even within the ocean itself, salt is super important for all the different ecosystems.
Okay, cool.
Like sharks, for example.
What about sharks?
They live in salt water, right?
Yeah. Very salty water.
Which should dehydrate them.
Oh, yeah, because salt dehydrates you.
But sharks have these special glands that get rid of the extra salt in their blood.
Whoa, they evolved to live in salt water.
It's an adaptation to survive in that environment.
It's like nature figured out a way.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh?
That is really cool. It just shows you how everything is connected.
Exactly. Everything depends on this balance, you know?
Yeah, and it makes you think about the future.
What do you mean?
Well, the ocean's salinity has been stable for millions of years.
Right.
But what if that changes?
Oh, yeah, that's a big question.
What if human activities mess things up?
Like pollution.
Yeah, or climate change.
That could have huge effects on the ocean.
And on life in the ocean.
Yeah, what if it gets too salty or not salty enough?
That's kind of scary to think about.
It's a reminder that we need to protect our oceans.
Yeah, keep that balance going.
Exactly. We've seen how important salt is.
Yeah, it's not just something that makes our food taste good.
It's essential for life as we know it.
So much to think about.
Yeah. A lot more to salt than meets the eye.
That's for sure.
All right, well, this has been a really interesting deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for explaining all that.
No problem. Happy to do it.
Okay, everyone, thanks for listening to another Deep Dive.
Catch you next time. Bye.